Hello, my friends. This is just a little update and a little discussion about the use of AI because the exciting news is that we are almost done with the testing for Kala, which is our AI specialized on NLP and timeline therapy questions. It's a very specialized AI, as you know, so don't ask it, where shall I have breakfast tomorrow morning or something like that. But this is the good news because Kala is performing very, very well, I must say. So see, it's becoming rather obvious and increasingly evident that AI is advanced at an unprecedented rate, right? Sometimes it's almost like blurring the lines between its capabilities and human-like intelligence. But while it may seem tempting to attribute human-like qualities to AI, there are fundamental differences in our intelligences that set us apart. That's why we set up Kala with direct questions and not to appear as it is your friend. So Kala is organized and designed and trained in such a way that will respond straight, direct, and without beating around the bush, without trying to give you advice, without becoming your friend, as I said, without becoming a relationship AI, is a very, very straight and to the point NLP and timeline therapy trained AI. Now, in general, so I'm making a generalization now. AI computational processes, which are virtually what? Input-output procedures, right? Are governed by algorithms. Please don't make the mistake to think that AI feels or understands you. There are lots of people who begin this relationship with AI, but the algorithm can process vast amounts of data. In fact, the OpenAI and Grok and Llama and all other big and Google's Gemini, yeah, they are trained on an enormous amount of data, but it depends on the quality of the data and the quality of your query, how the response will be. So I want to talk a little bit with you about this because the lack of semantic understanding and meaning making capabilities define human intelligence. The AI doesn't put meaning into your sentence. I have a small understanding, however, enough to figure out that simply the AI puts algorithms in a certain way and up to a threshold, let's say 70% or something like this, after which it decides, okay, this is the best answer to your query. So it doesn't understand, it doesn't give a meaning, even if it seems to do so, to your query. To illustrate the point, just think of this. Consider that you are using the computer to type an essay, which many people do nowadays. Yeah. The machine may efficiently arrange the words, maybe in a super elegant way, beautiful way. Yeah. But it doesn't really comprehend the meaning behind the words. It's like reading a book. The book doesn't tell you anything. It's the author of the book's message, rather, that tells you what you want. So this highlights the fundamental distinction, my friends, the fundamental distinction between syntax, which is the computational process, yeah, and semantics, which is like meaning-making aspects of human thought. It's very important to understand. AI is fantastically useful. It's an incredible tool, absolutely incredible, but doesn't think like it mimics. It can mimic beautifully human thinking, but it doesn't. Yeah. So when interacting with AI systems, we often tend to overlook this critical difference. I had a discussion with AI and I was surprised how well it knew me. That there is a lot of stuff about the AI feeding back to the users. And then, the things have changed the other way around and now it antagonizes the user. I mean, there's a lot of other things. But I want to caution you not to attribute human-like qualities to a machine. It's a machine, right? So don't attribute the agency of consciousness to machines that don't possess. However, by recognizing the limitations of computational intelligence, we can avoid falling prey to these misconceptions. Now, in the NLP language section, the people who have learned at least the basics of NLP practitioner, they understand that in order to to put a query correct in order to get exactly the response you get, the basics in language that we teach in NLP practitioner are necessary, especially the specificity of meta model, the utilization of precise context within which you get the data and the answer that you are after. And so it's very important to guard linguistically and also psychologically, emotionally, especially against the pitfalls of especially relational AI. Kala is not a relational AI. But keep in mind this, because you have to recognize that when you're interacting with the AI, you are ultimately engaging with the creators and programmers and tech engineers and the quality of the data which is fed into the systems and the people who designed it, right? So speaking about the data, right? The big AI systems that exist all over the world are trained on a sensational, enormous amount of data, but it's the everybody knows data, meaning common knowledge, right? Now, do you want just common knowledge? If you want to be exceptional, if you want to, stick up like the tall poppy in the field of poppies and be exceptional in what you do and stand out amongst the crowd, you don't want to be thinking like everybody else. This is why many times we're in a situation we are, all contexts of life, because everybody knows, and it's that everybody knows syndrome that I many times talk in the trainings, right? So that's number one. Recognize the role of humans in training AI and the quality of the data that AI are fed as information and where they pull all that in order to formulate the responses they give you. Number two, don't make the mistake to attribute human qualities to AI. Okay, it's very tempting, and it's a lot of conspiracy stuff and extraordinary sensational things claiming that AI possesses consciousness like humans or human-like intelligence. And this actually could lead to misplaced expectations, misinformed conclusions, and unfortunately, at least in the US, some tragic examples. And always verify the data. In fact, when you sign up, at least when I signed up for ChatGPT, at the bottom it was written, always verify the results, right? It gives you kind of the disclaimer. So maintain always a critical stance. Have AI help you? Oh, very useful, unbelievably useful. But verify the data with your critical faculty, and I guess don't relegate your critical thinking to AI just because of mental laziness. Nah, I said it. So approach AI always with a dose of skepticism, acknowledging that it's algorithms. Okay? Also, at the same time, appreciating its enormous capabilities. Enormous, and I mean enormous. So as we move rapidly forward in this evolving landscape, it's crucial to stay grounded in our understanding of human intelligence, computational processes. Is AI capable of thinking faster than the way we measure IQ, have a Q of 1,000? I think it achieved already compared to how we measure IQ, right? Sure, that's no dispute about that. As we consider the potential risks and enormous benefits of AI, my warning to use especially relational AI. And again, I want to mention Kala is not a relational AI, okay? But especially relational AI. It's very important to recognize that it can serve as a measure to our own willingness. Are you ready? Our willingness to be deceived. AI lies, AI fabricates things. There are already examples upon examples of this happening. So don't give up your ability to think and simply just copy and paste the answers that the AI give you, because one day you may still need your mind and your healthy thoughts. See, if you fall for the illusion, you may risk losing sight of reality, which you can think about. So just always remember, we're dealing in human created software and algorithms, not sentient beings as we understand a sentient being, a human sentient being. It's crucial to maintain this critical perspective, and we must recognize the distinction between the two. I'm gonna do a new video and show you why a computer can mimic an AI can mimic emotions, but it cannot have them. It's very simple, my friends. An AI does not have an endocrine system, and your emotions are based on your hormones. It's that simple. So I understand that when I'm using an AI am. Absolutely. I always remember, and my advice to you, so should you, that you're dealing with extremely capable and talented software engineers, programmers who have crafted unbelievably clever software. Fed this software boatloads of data and information, but you're not interacting with the hardware itself. You're always interacting with the parents, the ones that programmed it. I hope this helps and gave you a little thought. And I can't wait to finish all the testing and to put out our Kala, because if you're looking for precise NLP, clear, all the scripts, my friends, will be there. Everything in the Practitioner, Master Practitioner of NLP, and in the Practitioner and Master Practitioner of Timeline Therapy. You get it. It's all there. Once it's out, I am going to show you how it works. And I'm very excited. I hope you're too. All right. See you later.